see it.
All right. So welcome to welcome to MetaHumans Mondays. Now we got a name for the show. So for anyone that's going to be seeing this later or tuning in right now, we have a really fun show for you today. Got two fantastic guests here. On the top left, we got a boy blunder himself, MetaHuman store manager Francisco. If you want to introduce yourself, dude. And then to the right of him, we have my dude Jeff. Anything, everything on Instagram. He can give you his tag on there too. I'll put that in the description too, so everyone can check you out. And then at the end of the show, we'll do all the plugs. You know. Oh yeah, that's what's up. Representing. Thank you, man. Representing the MetaHuman shirt. Super cool. So yeah, we have some really cool stuff to go over today. The first thing we're gonna do, because since we've kind of already started this ritual of going over WandaVision, I'm gonna go here to the first segment, which you could see is Mephisto the villain in WandaVision. Now I've heard that everyone's specking that. I mean, this has actually caused that one Silver Surfer key issue to rise in value by a lot. But I'm still not really sure where the Mephisto leaks are in the show. I'm kind of like lost in that. I mean, if you guys kind of get an understanding of where they're saying it is, I don't know if it was Agnes or the lady or whatnot, but where is everyone getting the Mephisto spec from? If you guys want to chime in, you know.
Well, from what I've heard is that in the arc where this whole took place in, it was Mephisto was the one carrying out certain things, but there's been a lot of nods, or not nods, I guess, from what because like I said, I've only been able to reach up to episode 3, but I have seen there's one of the commercials that I saw that one that they also teased like I think the Reaper's helmet, the Grim Reaper, something like that. Yeah.
Grim Reaper's helmet.
Yeah, I think it was Reaper. I'm not entirely. I don't remember that well.
Yeah, because that's a whole nother character.
Yeah.
Period. You know.
Yeah.
Huh.
But I have seen a lot of speculations that maybe Agnes might have something to do with Mephisto, but so far it's pretty like there's not really that much connections. But from speculation wise, like a lot of people are seeing some connections.
Yeah.
People that are more like into the know more about the WandaVision storyline.
Okay. Huh. I mean, I see little tidbits of like, I don't know. Some people are saying like because their eyes light up red and stuff like that. But I mean, didn't her eyes light up red anyways? Like another, you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know. That wasn't enough to sell me on it. Is what I'm trying to say. You know.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think like for sure something else besides that whole Wanda making the world in her head like what she sees kind of thing, because like I mean Agnes is I guess is the best case in the sense like not everyone's kind of acting according to how Wanda wants it anymore, right? Like there's other stuff going on now that's kind of like throwing her off her game almost. Like especially in the last couple episodes where things got way weirder really quick, and things are kind of falling apart for Wanda, I guess.
Yeah.
And it seems like something is like kind of pushing it in that direction.
Yeah.
Right? Like kind of forcing the narrative on her and then making her like almost like a villain, right, to the outside world.
Yeah.
Like straight up, and that's why like I'm super excited for this Friday's episode, because with the appearance of that, I don't want to spoil anything, but the appearance of that character, at the very end.
Yeah.
With the appearance he had is kind of like, whoa, it's like kind of funky.
Yeah. No, but I mean, are we okay? Wait a minute. Well, first off, Francisco, you said you haven't seen the latest one. You stopped at 3.
I stopped at 3, but I know who appears on 4 and 5, and I
Okay.
know, but I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, because I had a weird little if I'm not mistaken, Jeff, since you saw it, doesn't Darcy's character say, "Whoa, they recast"?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, I wasn't sure if I heard that correctly. Just they recast, so it's like him from an alternate from the Fox version, right? Okay, all right, I got that now. All right, that's clever. That's clever. But yeah, so I caught that. I'll be honest with you. Actually, I prefer him more than the other. Yeah, the other Quicksilver. Yeah, because his scene when they do the whole slow mo thing in the mansion when it's blowing up in the yeah, that was badass.
That was great.
Yeah. Okay.
His whole character is like kind of like the Fox version too, where it's kind of like whimsical and like joking kid kind of guy.
Yeah.
But as in like some serious dude,
Yeah.
So I kind of see where that goes because like we all know what happened to Vision, we all know what happened to Pietro.
Yeah.
But how's this all actually happening now?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
And why is it all of a sudden like because it's just the timing of it, right? It was like when Vision was about to blow up per se, like like I know what's going on, and then boom, new guy shows up and then cuts that whole conversation. And then so I think it's like kind of like, is it really Wanda doing it, or is someone else like trying to keep Wanda in there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Has some back end agenda for the town, but I really hope this new episode like starts really like kind of like explaining things a little more clear rather
I think
than,
it is
trying to speculate on everything.
Yeah, I think it is definitely.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for this week's episode.
Well, I think they're doing a great job. If it is Mephisto or whatever it comes to be, I think they're doing a good job, like hiding it really well and getting us more interested in like the episodes to come.
Yeah,
I think that's good about that.
So next, we got to chat about. It's a really cool. It's cool that this has come up because this is great for Steve Levine. To benefit him and his family. So I kind of want to help spread word on this. But it's also just cool for the comic book community to know that this is going on because it gets a chance for people to check it out and maybe find a big buyer for his collection. But Steve Levine, he has essentially what is the largest Spider-Man collection in the world. Unfortunately, he has cancer, so he's trying to sell his collection. It's time for him to let it go, he says, because he wants to put the money to help his family. But I mean, this man has a remarkable collection, and he's a really, really nice guy. He's very knowledgeable, and he has some amazing Spider-Man things in his collection that he's selling, and I have no doubts that he'll get millions for them. But he's putting it up in market for the first time, and it's amazing hearing him talk about his collection and seeing what he has and it's basically a life's work of collecting, and he's trying to sell it in one lump movement. It's everything from an Amazing Fantasy 15 and a 7.0 to what he says is every single Amazing Spider-Man comic book from 1 to 700, and then from 1 to 200, they're all slabbed, right? And everything after the Amazing, everything like Spider-Man 1 to 200, supposedly there's nothing less than a 9.0.
Oh my god.
So it is insane. It is the best. It is the best Spider-Man collection in the world as like a whole,
If I won that $1 billion Mega Millions, that would be in my house right now.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Nobody's won that yet. Not yet.
No, someone won it. I was like, if it was in my hands, though,
yeah,
I'd be all over that collection.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about what you just said is supposedly if somebody in California wins that, they have to legally announce that they won it. Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
You have to like.
I would have like ninth cousins pop out. And,
Yeah, yeah. Man, doesn't that seem scary though? You have to like announce it. You can't even like live wherever you live. You have to like just move because like, you know what I mean? You have just random people like, yeah.
My whole strategy was, you have a year to claim it, so I was gonna let it blow over for like 6 months.
Yeah.
You know, and let people forget about it, and then one random day show up and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm the winner." You know, like, I'll take it now. You know,
Yeah.
Things are gone and everything.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, I'm sure Steve's collection's it's gotta go for 7 digits without question. Let me cut into some of the slides here, but he's got like a rare copy of Diabolique #3, which supposedly features it predates Amazing Fantasy 15. I guess it shows off like the Spider-Man preview or logo in the book, the spider symbol. So that's kind of like a cameo, you know, which I didn't even know about actually. Yeah. And then to get even more deep cut, this guy owns Stan Lee's yearbook. Like Stan Lee's yearbook, right? His actual yearbook. So he doesn't just have a Spider-Man collection. He's got like Stan Lee collection, you know? He has the he has the original art for Amazing Spider-Man 25. Just absolutely incredible collection that he has, and he has a website up. It's spider-steve-collection.com. You can actually hear him talk about it. It's really cool hearing him talk about it. And another issue that he has Strange Tales, and a 9-0. And this is supposedly the first appearance of Aunt May and Uncle Ben. So for a lot of people who don't know, they actually pre-appeared before ASM 15, which is crazy. A lot of people don't know that, you know? But another really rare book, and he has the highest graded copy of that as well. So it just kind of goes to show how the intricacy of this guy's collection, you know? Like he's got like...
I have no doubt he's going to sell.
Oh, yeah.
Like, get all that he needs.
Yeah, he's got deep cuts in this collection, and yeah, it's just stunning. It's incredible, and like I'm not even like touching the surface. Supposedly, he says that he doesn't just own every single issue of Spider-Man, but he owns every single comic book appearance. So like if Spider-Man made an appearance in like a Luke Cage book, he owns that too.
And so like even like the early crossovers and all
everything,
that? Wow.
everything. So he's selling it all as one. So it's literally like the world's gnarliest Spider-Man collection, you know? Yeah.
That is super nuts, but
yeah.
It's a little sad to know they're all gonna like each comic is gonna be separated and going their own separate ways now instead of being one big collection.
Yeah, well, he wants to sell out to one person, you know?
Oh, okay.
Because of this. Nobody's talked about it, but I feel this is the kind of thing that deserves that pedigree label, you know?
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, he should sign it kind of like those Golden Age books.
Yeah.
You know, those, like, those certain Golden Age collectors. Like, where the name actually, like, brings up the value of that book because of the person that owned it.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
Those collections. That's like, you could say that, like, instead of just having I have a 9-0 Strange Tales, you know, like, I have Steve's 9-0 Strange Tales.
Yeah.
The guy who amassed, the greatest Spider-Man collection of all time kind of thing.
Yeah, I think, you're right. I think that deserves a pedigree in itself. You know what I mean? It's an accomplishment for Steve to do that. And yeah, I agree. It should have a...
Ask him to crack it, sign it, so I could get it sent.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be pretty fun though. Like if whoever ends up buying it decides to like part with pieces, I wouldn't mind trying to hunt down one of those, one of Steve's books from like his whole run if they separate them, right, and try to add that into my run. That'd be kind of fun, you know? Yeah.
Like I think exciting in a sense. Like I mean, I do hope in like one level that like someone does get it as a whole and then holds it as a whole.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Level as a collector. Like being able to try to hunt for a Steve book would be super exciting too.
Yeah.
Like the day you can get your hands on one would
Yeah.
be like one of those Grail days, right? Like, you know, like, oh my God, look what I got here. You know, like that would be one of those days.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be kind of fun both ways, but you know, all in all, I hope it definitely works out for him. You know, he finds.
Yes, I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. It's just it's too incredible to not, you know. Yeah. So next topic, we're gonna jump in here. Oh, this is big news. All right, so Berserker. All right, so every show, if you kind of notice a pattern, I kind of give a good spec on what book to really zone in on. And Berserker, I mean, it over 600,000 copies. This is on pre-sale alone, right? It's actually, I think that the accurate number is like 615K or something. But this is the record-breaking sale for the 2020s, which, I mean, we're just in 2021, right? But yeah, for like the 2020s, you know, for the next decade, this has set the bar level. To put it into perspective, yeah, Jeff, you might know this tidbit, but I think it was like, was it Jim Lee's Jim Lee's X-Men that sold like over 1 million copies, right? That was like a prior record. So 600K now is absolutely like, wow. You know what I mean? Because the days of that happening were supposedly like, oh, we don't know if we'll see that again, right?
Mind blowing.
Yeah. So 600K is insane, you know.
Like nowadays, like, you know, I mean, like this book's gonna go to what, like 8th printing. You know, like,
yeah.
I think like it shows like the kind of like the synergy between the movie world and the comic world, right? Like how like all the entertainment industries are kind of like merging into one cohesive entertainment industry, right? Everything's starting to get linked, not like, you know, your comic guys or your movie guys. Now it's all kind of the same thing. You know, like understanding both is interesting. Reading more, like reading books, it's awesome. And then I think having, you know, Keanu Reeves, like literally the king of the internet, you know, like the nicest guy on the planet, kind of king of the internet kind of guy, and backing a book. And, you know, who knows, like, if it really does well, the story's great, and he ends up producing his own movie for it. Like, you know, like,
so what you said right now is the reason why I think this book is worth investing in. You know what I mean? Because
sure.
You know he didn't want. Supposedly his pitch at Boom was him walking in there and doing it in person with all the enthusiasm. This dude, this is his. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How he's always making movies for other people. You don't think he's gonna want to make a movie finally for himself? So because of that is what makes this book even more spec-worthy than many of the other Boom titles, you know?
I love that he went to Boom Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually heard some inside news, and might be kind of breaking it here, but because of the sales of this book and because of the success of Something is Killing the Children and hit me with some other ones, Jeff, if they come here. But all these crazy Boom books that are out, you know?
Lumberjanes, right? Lumberjanes.
Yeah, Lumberjanes. There's so many. Because of all this that's going on, it was always the big two, Marvel and DC, right? And Image is like number 3. I've heard that Boom, within the next like year or already with these kinds of sales, this may be the big 3. They're already knocking Image out of their chair right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Image has a challenge, and I think Image has a lot of good new titles coming out, and they're interesting.
Yeah.
But like, I think Image is kind of like falling along with I don't want to say riding his coattails, but Donny Cates. Riding that Donny Cates train right now. Even though, you know, crossover is super interesting, I hope they really cross over things, you know? Like,
yeah.
titles of Donny Cates, but what Boom is doing, I think, is bringing a whole new storytelling dynamic to the comic book world, right? Not just superheroes or Superman or Spider-Man. You know, you got horror, you got family, you got kids, you know, kids books. Like, it's actually well-rounded, you know, like, you know, I have a son, Noah, and, you know, I can read him Boom books. You know, I can't read him some Batman books because, you know, a 3-year-old can't be reading. You know,
I totally get you. Yeah.
That's a good night.
Although he probably can't read Berserker either, though.
Berserker might be off the table. Like, you know, we have Lumberjanes, you know.
Yeah.
We have,
there's a lot more that's at his access to him for sure. Yeah.
Especially like what, I mean, a lot of people aren't following it, but like Boom, Power Ranger series is ridiculous.
Like, it's more phenomenal, or what they say.
It is so good. So I love where Boom is going. Like, I mean, in terms of investing, I literally invest in like almost every Boom title there is right now. You know, if they're coming out with something, I'm picking it up. You know, Berserker is just one that I think, with Keanu and how he is as a person, like how he's like one of those rare celebrities that isn't polarizing, right? Like, you almost hear no one say anything about him, bad about him, because he doesn't really do anything to step on other people's toes. He's really respectful to everyone, to the public, and everything. So it's like kind of having like the most badass, nicest dude ever. Produce something of his own imagination, and then I think that is like one of the coolest things to see. Like, you know, having an artist be able to put himself in a position without having to like negotiate leverage and all that stuff with other studios to do exactly what he wants to do.
Yeah, Francisco and I got a chance to work with him on a film, and he was a really cool guy. We got to meet him and everything. So
yeah, and like, you know, like hearing his backstory, that's what got me hooked a long time ago. You know, how he donated was like 95% of his Matrix
to his
for his sister. You know, and all the videos of him giving up seats in the New York subway station to, you know, elder ladies and stuff. You know, he's not a show off. You know, he's not a fancy dude. He just makes you feel like he's another normal person going through the life like how we all are.
Yeah.
He doesn't expect anything else. You know, he just lives his life how he wants to. So, I mean, like, I think that's why, like, this is one of those books or one of these characters that's going to do well just because of the person behind it and how great of a example and person he is.
Yeah, you know what's wild? He has this impact right now with this book, and he doesn't even have a social media. Did you know that?
Yeah, he's totally out of tune.
Isn't that crazy? He doesn't have Instagram. He doesn't have he has nothing. It's like, it's wild, you know? He does the sales pitches with the recordings and the video, but it's not like he has like, you know what I mean?
An actual place to set him himself.
Yeah, so crazy.
But like, I mean, his reach is, I mean, right? That video game Cyberpunk 2077 was it? When at the show, and the second he walked out, right? The crowd was just like, nothing else mattered about the game.
Yeah.
The fact that he was there.
They're like, what game is it?
It's like, oh, it's Keanu, you know? I think that said everything about him in terms of like public image. You know, like, so, I mean, CD Projekt Red. I mean, I play games. You know, they're great. I mean, they kind of flopped this last game for a lot of people, but they make good games. But Keanu kind of like, I think, escalated them to that next level. Yeah. Because of who he is, you know, and so yeah, I'm super excited. I'm happy it's finally coming out. Like, how many times has it got pushed back already?
Yeah, so March 3rd is the new release.
Yeah,
and
first it was October last year, right? It was supposed to be.
Yeah, so March 3rd, and just to be safe, I heard that March 24th would be for like the covers that are going to come late. So there's some foil covers that are late. That's what I got told. So.
Did you guys get your copies?
What's up?
Did you guys get your copies?
Well, we have them coming to the shop, you know?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Of course.
so yeah, which is actually leads into our next thing. The ratio covers. I think that's where it's going to be at, you know?
Yeah.
Because although there's
101,000?
there's 600,000 copies sold, that's not of the ratio covers. So if you're going to try to go for the rarer stuff, that's kind of where it's at, you know? But some people don't know there's two 1 in 100 covers. The black and white one is the grandpa variant, and then the colored one is the Lee Bermejo variant. For those familiar, he's the one that did that beautiful Batman damned art.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've got the grandpa and the Lee Bermejo 1 in 100s, and then we've got the 1 in 200 Dan Mora variant. Excuse me, 1 in 200, and then the 1 in 500 Mark Brooks like blue line variant. So Mark Brooks is incredible, you know. And then Dan Mora, for those familiar with Boom Studios, he's already in the Boom staff. He's the one that does all the Power Ranger covers. So there's basically like a Power Ranger version of Keanu Reeves right there on the 1 in 200, you know. If you ever wonder what he looked like as a Ranger. And then there's the big one, which is the 1 in 1,000 cover, which is the highest ratio Boom book released ever.
So I hope, you know, Boom knocks it out and, you know, they're prepared to really, you know, get this out, because 600,000 copies that's a no joke order, right? Like that's
Yeah.
Because I was figured, like, it's not just Berserker. They have other titles they have to print, other issues they have to print, you know. So it's like, in one of the hardest times in COVID season, you know, especially in like LA or, you know, shortage of manpower here and there, you know, it makes it even tougher on their company to deliver the product on time.
Yeah.
You know, in what people like the quality people expect. So, I mean, I do hope they knock it out of the park, like I said, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of risk here too.
Yeah, there is. This cover, I'm just noticing like this is like asking for his signature on the bottom, huh? It's got that black. Yeah, it's like, you know, gold signature or something, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be sick if he pulled off like that Clayton Crane Infinity signature.
Oh yeah.
On the bottom.
Dude, Clayton Crane is so good at that, dude. It looks so cool when he does that. It almost doesn't even look real, man. Yeah. Yeah, Clayton Crane actually has said he's open to doing something in like a signing for our store in the future, but of course everything's a mess right now, right? But
He was here a few months back, right? I think he did a little signing tour, I remember.
Yeah.
I know he was in a shop around here called Quest, I think it was.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
40 minutes away, and then I think right after, the next day, he drove to San Diego, and he was in San Diego for a day to do a signing.
Yeah.
And then like up north, and then like the rest of the country, like Chicago and everywhere else. But unfortunately, I missed it.
Yeah, I actually got contacted. The reason I say that is because he's open to doing it, and I got contacted about him doing a signing there as well as part of like his little tour. But I didn't want to get that going because that was in a very bad time for COVID in the valley where we were at, and I did not want to be responsible for everybody at that moment. So I was like, dude, you know what? It's a little bad over here. I don't think. That's when like there was like no room at the hospital like in our county, and it was just like, dude, I'm not trying to contribute to that. So as cool as that would sound, like I can't be a part of that. But when the world's better, man, we'll probably get Clayton Crane to come over and we'll do, you know.
Just let me know. I'll drive down there.
Yeah, dude. Hey, man, get to hang out. You know what I mean? He's got a lot of cool variants too, man. Shoot.
Just try not to have him there in the summer where it's like 100 and. When I went there, it was like 118 degrees.
Yeah, it was 100. Yeah.
I was melting my face off. You know?
Yeah. Dude, a Clayton Crane Berserker cover would have been badass. You know what I mean? I could already see him doing something cool. No, I don't think anyone booked him for that, but that would have been.
I think that's the goal. We got to get like Keanu Reeves to meet Clayton Crane and see how cool they are with each other. So
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
comic community goals, right?
He'll be like, dude, and the other guy will be like, dude, and then he'll be like, dude.
Yeah. Like, obviously,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome, though. But I think everyone has good things to say about Clayton Crane, and Keanu's Keanu. I think that'd be like one of the definitely one of the coolest like pairings.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So I mean that's pretty much it for our main topics. Last little bit I'm gonna go over, and I went over this with you earlier, Jeff, but this just broke. So this is not on the title of our image. And Francisco, you might not know this, but literally like 10 minutes before we did this, I got a little leak in someone. I saw it on a Reddit forum, and someone else messaged me who's like works in the industry. Keanu was offered the role of Craven. And this is like supposedly actual news. So he was offered his Marvel role for Craven in the movie, but nobody's saying he got it or he even said yes. It's just that he was offered it. So if he chooses to say yes and do it, he could be Craven the Hunter, you know? Yeah. So whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know. But the fact that that's in the atmosphere is interesting, you know what I mean? Like we spoke earlier, he'd probably have to he has the voice already, right? Like he can do the whole thing, but he would probably bulk up all crazy to be Craven, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I'd say he would need to put on like 20 pounds on each bicep, you know?
Yeah.
Like really define those shoulders, you know? Like,
yeah, but you know what? I would not be surprised because like all the training he does to get into roles, like all the tactical stuff, like he does not. I think anything is possible with that dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he really wanted it.
He has to drive to do whatever he needs to do.
Yeah.
I definitely don't doubt that. The only like iffy personally why I think he would say no is because of Berserker, right? He's kind of in a place where he doesn't need to follow these big roles or these big studios anymore. Like kind of seeing like how he does like with his motorcycle business and how he started his own motorcycle company. It seems like he's more interested in just doing what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Rather than what other people want him to do. You know what I mean? So which more power to him, and super great of him. But I mean that's like the only thing why I think he would turn it down, because he wouldn't be doing something maybe necessarily as exciting for him, even though it is a Marvel movie. It's Spider-Man, it's Craven, one of the most iconic Spider-Man villains ever. But if it's not his flavor or boat, then he might just turn it down.
Yeah. It's interesting though, even with all that news, whether he says yes or not or whatever, the fact... Here's a thing I think people are skipping over at the moment. Some people are already picking up on it. But the fact that he got offered that, whether he says no or not, tells you that Craven's already supposed to be like the villain, right?
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Whether he becomes Craven or not, spec on Craven just went up like even more today. Regardless, you know what I mean?
The Craven book was already really high up there. Like,
but it's about to go like yeah.
That was definitely one of the more expensive, not one of the more expensive ones, but that definitely wasn't a cheap key to get like 6 months.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's just that it officially got worse today, probably.
It just went like, oh, maybe to probably not anymore.
Yeah. It just got worse. So yeah, we know that's coming now, obviously. Which you know what, I'm cool with, because. As much as I like Green Goblin and like all, you know what I mean? It's like I want to see something new. Give me a new villain. You know what I mean? That's the boat that I'm on. Yeah. The more the merry. Let's see all the other villains. That's how I feel about Batman. I like Joker too, but don't give me like 10 Jokers. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you got such a rogues gallery. Just give them. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Spider-Man has so many great villains, right?
Yeah.
Aside from the usual suspects, as you would call them, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, even from like the cartoon series from back then, he has so many iconic villains that it's almost like possibilities are endless for stories you can do with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately, I think you just keep focusing, like you said, on Green Goblins, Venoms.
Yeah.
The really, really top tier ones. But if you could flesh out like all those other guys, the other villains, I think it makes a crazy storyline.
Oh yeah.
Like how Into the Spider-Verse is working, and creating that whole multiverse.
Yeah.
Spider-Man could you could like literally say you could almost make the whole MCU, but just revolving around Spider-Man. Mine everyone else.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
Let's have all this stuff happening.
Let's see that proper Rhino. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I want to see Black Cat so bad. Like, that'd be awesome, A proper Rhino. Let's see Black Cat. Let's see Silver Sable. Let's see... Keep it going. I mean, I'm not even touching... There's so many characters that they haven't even... You know what I mean? Yeah. They go on and on,
I think it goes back to, like, also... Well, I know I kind of sense what Marvel's doing with Miles, like in the new generation of superheroes. Right. It's kind of like bringing the young generation into the whole Marvel universe, I guess you'd say, right? Like, I mean, that was always the question, like, I asked myself is, like, for my son, who's 3 right now, but when he turns 20, will he really know who Peter Parker is?
Yeah, good point. Yeah, but that's why Miles' spec is so high, though.
Parker, right? Like,
yeah.
So, that was always like an iffy point for me. Like, of course he'll know who he is because I'm his dad, right?
Yeah. You're not gonna let that happen. You'd be like, "This is the history lesson."
But you have no idea what you're talking about. This is Spider-Man, like. But I think it's funny in the sense that, like, we're almost at kind of like a crossroads, right? Where, like, the generations of the superheroes are changing now.
Yeah.
And then I think, like, we're starting to be able to witness, like, is the future going to be what we remember it as, or what our young generation is going to remember it as, right? With Spider-Gwen, Kamala Khan, Kid Nova, all those characters. So I think quite interesting. I mean, I'm super interested in to see how it all develops, right? It's kind of like watching evolution unfold, in the entertainment industry and seeing where everything's going to go. But yeah, kind of off topic on that, but I think it's super cool that, all that's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the future, Yeah. That's the direction. So with that pretty much rounds off the show. Let's start with the top left. Francisco, where could we find you?
Yeah. You can find me on Instagram at the.boyblunder.
Awesome. And then Jeff, let us know where you can find you, and also your auctions, dude. Talk about them. You know what I mean? Shout out right here.
Oh yeah, so you can find us on anything and underscore everything X2 on Instagram. Me and my wife do live claim sales auctions every Friday night now.
Awesome.
Just depending, try to give the best deals. Mainly it's to hang out with everyone, have a good time. Hang out with us. You can learn, see how my wife, who knows nothing about comics, try to understand comics.
Hey, that's cool.
That's awesome, yeah.
Related to pop culture and I mean, we just have a good time, hang out. But if you guys have time, definitely check us out and hang out with us.
Yeah, so check them out. I'll put a link in the description so you guys can all check that out. And then for those that missed our last show or not aware, here's my little plug for the day. We got our David Nakayama Nonstop Spider-Man #1 exclusive. So on our website, MetaHumansComics.com, if you'd like to support, you can get a copy there. Beautiful cover. I mean, David knocked it out the park. I'm gonna try to see if I can get him on one of our episodes here. We can talk about the cover. But it's a homage to the old 1950s milkshake Archie covers. Really, really cool. Love it. He knocked it right out the park. This book is gonna ship out. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, this book ships out March 3rd, which is actually when BRZRKR ships out. So that's gonna be a heck of a week, isn't it?
That week is Noctera, Demon.
Oh my gosh, dude.
BRZRKR,
That's a monster week, bro.
Republic 3.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's a savage week, dude.
And that week is super.
Dude, that's gonna be a crazy comic day right there. Damn. All right, there you go, man. That's so yeah. If you're looking to support, get the beautiful nonstop Spider-Man #1 cover. I'm not just saying this because it's our variant, but I've seen the other variants, and I mean, I'll be honest, I do like ours a lot more than a lot of the regular covers. It's beautiful. It has an iconic look to it. But yeah, MetaHumansComics.com. Check it out. Check out David Nakayama's art too. And thank you everyone for tuning on in. And we'll see you next week. We're calling this MetaHumans Mondays. So you could tune in and see the next episode and get on some of the next cool set of topics that are popping in pop culture at that moment. So without further ado, have a great start of your week. Stay safe, take care of each other, and read some comic books. Over and out.
Yeah, take it easy, guys.